Okay, I think we're live. I hope it's working. Hello, sovereign entrepreneurs. I'm so excited to be here with you for the Freedom Chats. Welcome to the Freedom Chats. If you're new to the group, I'm so excited for you to be here. My name is Eva Palekova. I am a business and mindset coach, and I help entrepreneurs who really, really much about their passion and transforming the world to go to 6 and 7 figures. And I help them do that through mindset, emotional release work, and business strategies and things like that. So that's me. Welcome to this. If you're watching the replay, please put hashtag replay. And again, welcome. So today is a little bit of a controversial topic that I chose yesterday after a really, really beautiful conversation with one of our clients. So does God and marketing, okay, grammar issues here, but do God and marketing go together? And I'm going to talk about how to undo some of your perfectionism in your marketing as well. So, but before I go there, a reminder that we have the Break Free process tonight. For those of you guys who haven't attended, haven't participated, we're going to be talking about how to transmute your overwhelm into a superpower. So that's 7:23 p.m. Mountain Time. So excited to spend some time with you on Zoom. Do some of the really transformative techniques. We're also going to be talking about the 3 business strategies that I use to go to, very quickly to 7 figures in about 15 months. But we're going to be talking about the mindset things and how to not get blocked on your progress. Okay. So let's see. Okay, let's dive into this topic. Does God and marketing go together? I would love to know in the chat when you watch this. I'm curious whether you do share or you don't share your spiritual beliefs when you do your content. Do you talk about your relationship with divinity and God and so on and so forth? And if so, why or why not? And I'm also curious, are you more likely to work with somebody because they're sharing about their relationship with divinity and their spiritual belief systems? Just super curious, would love to know where you're at. There's no right and wrong answer. I think we are all over the place, and there's just really, really, really curious. So I do want to share a story with you about one of my clients. So this is somebody who is just a wonderful, wonderful human being and a really, really wonderful coach. And she came to me yesterday and she said, I'm not going to share who it is, by the way, to protect our clients. But she said yesterday, Eva, I'm kind of like hitting this phase where I am like stuck in my perfectionism again. I'm taking way too much time to put my content out there. I am re-recording and re-editing myself. I took it down from like about 10 times down to like 2 or 3 times of re-recording the videos, right? And we sort of talked about that. And then she shared with me something that was really curious to me. She said, at my church, when I have none of that going on. I go on stage, I talk, I inspire people, and there's none of that going on for me. I literally have no blocks around expressing myself when it comes to doing leadership stuff at my church. And I was like, okay, like, let's talk about this. Like, why can't you bring the same into your business? Why can't you be yourself in your business? Why, because she hasn't gone live on Facebook. She's kind of been like editing, re-editing, maybe some pre-recorded videos, but really sort of still hiding, despite the fact that she's an experienced speaker. Right? And I think this does tend to happen to more people than we think who are talented as presenters. But when it comes to their business, there's just something that stops us. And this might be one of those things. So when I asked her, like, okay, what is up with this? And she said, well, it's really hard to express myself in my business and take out God, take out my spiritual beliefs out of my business. And I said, well, why would you? Why would you? And there is a belief system for many people that is going to repel people, that people are not going to like it, and yada, 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 right? So we end up censoring and editing ourselves. And sure enough, it will. It absolutely will repel some people, right? So I said this. part of freedom, which is what I advocate for so much, is for you integrating for yourself different things into your business and figuring out an authentic way to speak to them, right? Rather than avoiding it altogether and trying to censor yourself to say certain vocabulary that isn't triggering to people, right? Like, for example, you say God all day long at home, but you go live on camera and you say the universe, and you feel weird. You don't want to offend people. So part of the limitless self-expression, which is one of the superpowers that we really have to embody as entrepreneurs, is your limitless voice. It's your limitless self-expression. And for that to happen, you have to integrate these pieces of your business, and you have to bring them home and become really at home with how we communicate about those things. And that is, quite frankly, a process of letting go some of the limiting beliefs, letting go of caring too much about what people will think, right? So those areas are definitely spirituality, right? Definitely religion. Yes, I know for some people it's one and the same, for some people it's not. One of those things is integrating how you look, who you are, your style, your energy, how you talk, and really accepting, okay, this is who I am, this is how I express myself, this is my energy, I sound like this, this is who I am, I don't try to sound like somebody else. Another one of those things is our lifestyle. It's whether you live in a trailer park or a mansion or a jungle or a spiritual community, whatever you do, sort of integrated that in, and not being afraid to share, not being afraid of the judgment, and trying to, because you're going to find people. I used to travel. In 2019, I was pretty much full-time living in my RV, traveling around the US. I did have a base in Boulder, Colorado, but I just used it as a storage at my friend's house that I was renting previously from. It's like, what do I need a house for, right now? So I was basically living in the trailer, You might be a redneck if. And I was like, how do I, it doesn't look very business coachy like of me, but that's what I did. But just sort of integrating, like, this is who I am, and owning how you live. And you might be the exact opposite. You might really enjoy luxury, and everybody around you is kind of like looking down on that. Like, integrating that and owning who you are and what you like. Super important. Your education, where you came from, your past experience, right? Because your past experience might look nothing at all like everybody else's experience, right? So here are some starters to think about, right? Think about the areas that you are avoiding to talking about in your business. And, think about what is keeping you from freedom of your self-expression. All right. And then, when it comes to religion and spirituality and God, we have to share, but we also need to be accountable, or we can be accountable for how that lands. So if you know that your spiritual beliefs are out there, a little bit out there, and your ideal clients are not necessarily there quite yet, then it would be a good idea to do a little bit of explaining and educating of where you're coming from, okay? So it is not a bad thing. It's not you're explaining yourself. It's not apologizing. It's explaining and bringing people in and helping them feel included, versus them being in their head and trying to figure out, okay, like, where's she at with this? You see? So for example, when you talk about God, you can explain, what I don't mean is the guy in the sky playing a billiard, because that's what a lot of people, were educated to think. They were educated to think sin and guilt and da-da-da-da-da, and God fearing and whatever, right? And punishment, right? That's what I don't mean. I mean the great love or whatever, right? For me, for example, I have been sharing a lot about my plant medicine journeys, which are, most of the times, not always, but most of the times, they are on various levels of psychedelic journeys that have helped my healing. And I need to be accountable for this. And I realize this because most people see this as a recreational experience. It's something that I want to do to experience something, right? That is not at all how I treat it. I treat it as a deep emotional release of the unconscious trauma that I would not be able to do in regular shadow work because I cannot go that deep and that far in the past, right? So, for example, that is a little bit bringing a context about the intention, about how we view things, right? But it's very important to sort of like feel at home with how you communicate and free to be you, right? It's one of the 6 superpowers that we need to work ourselves through, handle our own objections to expressing these things. And yeah, that just, it alters the relationship that we have our people. And I will tell you, I cannot count the people who came to work with us because I am willing to share about my journey, probably more openly and more honestly than most people out there. Okay, so good morning to those of you who are watching the replay. Let me know in the chat again. I would love to know, do you share your spiritual beliefs? And number 2, I would love to know from you. If somebody shares about their spiritual beliefs, is this a turn on or is this a turn off to you? Thank you so much for watching. I am looking forward to seeing you tonight at 7:23 Mountain, 9:23 Eastern. It's going to be a little bit late, but I will keep that energy. I will keep the energy to keep you awake, I promise. And I believe it's 6:23 PST. Can't wait to see you. Thank you so much for watching and have a great day.